comic book fans are a unique breed and often hard to please. On one hand, these adoring fans will give their full love and devotion to their favorite superheroes and their respective stories, but these seemingly nerdy comic book fans can also turn into wild, angry badgers if things don't exactly pan out the way they had hoped. So stay tuned and don't go away, because The Rock used Henry Cavill to hype up Black Adam, and now fans are furious. Here's why. First up, why did The Rock use Superman star Henry Cavill to hype up Black Adam? You're about to find out. Comic book fans have gotten their pitchforks out, and they're blaming The Rock for humiliating Henry Cavill due to Black Adam's weak box office, which, according to fans, has forced James Gunn to reboot the DCU. One disgruntled DC Comics fan said he used him to hype a flop movie. Black Adam star Dwayne Johnson took an ambitious approach to fix the broken DC universe. Despite his efforts to generate excitement for his role as Black Adam and the film, the movie ultimately underperformed at the box office, causing Johnson's plans to be disrupted. Fans were beyond excited at seeing the possible re-entry of Henry Cavill. However, Black Adam's disappointing failure has now become a punching bag for DCU fans, outraged by Henry Cavill's departure yet again. As a result, Cavill recently released a statement confirming that he would not be putting on a red cape anytime soon, and that his days as the Man of Steel are officially over. Everyone hoped that Black Adam would be the magic pill that fixed all of DCU's problems, but instead of being DCU's magic pill, it turned out to be poison. Now fans are hoping the DCU will forget about Black Adam before its toxins spread and infect other areas of the DCU. The reasons for Black Adam's failures are numerous, but the biggest reason for its flop has to do with the aggressive and narrow-minded marketing strategies of The Rock, who went all in on Henry Cavill's cameo. But as you can clearly see, The Rock overplayed his hand. Next up, did Black Adam come between two monumental shifts within the DC universe? You bet. DC fans were convinced that Black Adam would usher in a much-needed hierarchy change and offer them a better future for the seemingly directionless DC universe. But Black Adam came between two massive shifts within the DCU, the Warner Bros. Discovery merger and the founding of DC Studios. Despite his best efforts, Dwayne Johnson had no control over those seismic shifts, but he tried to take advantage of them by reeling Henry Cavill for his film. Johnson hoped that by keeping the focus of the majority of his film on Black Adam's history and his rise as an anti-hero, the film could then strategically use the mid-credits to re-establish Superman within the DCU and set him up for a future trilogy that would end in a Black Adam vs. Superman showdown, which is what The Rock publicly hinted at during Black Adam's opening film premiere. Unfortunately, The Rock's narrow vision didn't work for Warner Bros. Discover and CEO David Zaslav's 10-year plan. But as we know, The Rock made other mistakes as well. The Rock's promotional technique of hogging the spotlight away from his DCU film's core synopsis was also his Achilles heel. The result was an overly hyped up fan base who was high on seeing Cavill return as Superman. So Black Adam's flop crushed all of their dreams of seeing Cavill take up the Superman mantle once again. Up next, does the DC Universe have an upper management problem? Let's take a look. Not surprisingly, Black Adam's box office belly flop has only added to the stack of problems of the DCU's new upper management, which is harshly critical of projects that fail to give executives a reason to keep them afloat. Twitter has been blowing up with angry tweets ever since James Gunn announced that the DCU was moving away from the past and Henry Cavill as Superman. Fans' excitement at Henry Cavill's return as Superman was so short-lived that fans quickly and angrily began looking for someone to blame. And naturally, that someone was The Rock, because his overly aggressive strategies created a mess for all involved. After news broke of Henry Cavill's exit, some fans did their best to try and stay optimistic about his return at some point in the future, mostly because James Gunn announced that The Rock and Cavill would pair up and work together in the future. Despite the outrage from legions of fans, small pockets thanked The Rock for bringing back Henry Cavill as Superman one last time. I found Black Adam to be entertaining, but at the same time, I can certainly see why it received such negative reviews from critics and comic book fans. The film had a strong opening weekend at the box. In fact, it had a stronger opening weekend than 2019's Shazam, but as quickly as it soared, it ran out of fuel and started to sputter. That's the last thing studio executives want to see, especially after spending $195 million on producing a film and an additional $80 million to the market. According to a tweet by Johnson, Black Adam would net between $52 million and $72 million in profit. Studios typically expect high returns on their investments, especially when they have invested significant resources, such as the nearly $300 million spent on producing Black Adam. The film was released on HBO Max on December 16th, 2022. Stay tuned and don't go away as we continue our deep dive into the downfall of the DCU's Black Adam. Next up is Dwayne Johnson accustomed to such negative press? Absolutely not! Johnson is one of the most beloved megastars working in Hollywood today, not only because he starred in such fun and memorable films, but also due to the fact that off-screen and in real life, the muscle-bound former professional wrestling star is a genuinely sweet and nice guy. Despite his riches and success, or his intimidating physique, he stays humble and always stays kind to anyone he encounters, regardless of their stature in society. In other words, Johnson treats his mailman and garbage man the way he treats his fellow movie stars, which speaks volumes about the type of person he is off-screen. Believe it or not, some Americans would even like to see him make a run for the White House. As such, it's rare for Johnson to receive any sort of negative press, but Black Adam's release has clearly not been kind to him. Black Adam had the biggest opening weekend of The Rock's entire career, but all of that ground to a halt as fast as Black Adam could fly, and the film's poor critical and commercial performance soon became impossible to hide from. Because Johnson isn't used to bad press, he's been usually defensive about Black Adam on social media, and, like a rookie actor, appears to be taking the harsh criticism to heart like a rookie actor. Johnson had big plans for the Black Adam franchise, including sequels, spin-offs, merchandise, and more. Rumors have also been swirling that The Rock unfollowed the social media accounts for Black Adam, DC Comics, and Warner Bros. Discovery on Instagram, essentially snubbing his employers. However, Johnson wasted little time rebuking those rumors on Twitter, tweeting 100% not true. Johnson went on to explain he had never followed either account on Insta at all, and after the author who shared the rumor apologized, Johnson said that there were no hard feelings and that social media is currently experiencing an insanely toxic time and culture. Up next, will The Rock be returning to the DCU? Let's take a look. All in all, it's a chaotic time for the DCU. Reports are swirling that DC is scrapping Wonder Woman 3, and Henry Cavill's departure from the role of Superman is raising a lot of eyebrows and creating a great deal of buzz on the internet. But in addition to Cavill, Johnson's future in the DCU seems just as uncertain. Even after so much hype from Dwayne Johnson and his marketing team, Cavill's Superman failed to make it into James Gunn's final plans for the DCU, and Gunn recently announced DC's plans to introduce a new, younger Superman. And the fact that Black Adam did so poorly at the box office almost guarantees that a sequel with Johnson will never see the light of day. Following Cavill's departure from the DCU, fans don't think the new bosses will consider The Rock's return, and they also feel that Cavill's cameo in Black Adam was pointless. But if Henry Cavill's days of playing Clark Kent are over, who will take his place? Initially, fans were furious to see Henry Cavill leave so soon, and some of them still are. But now, thousands of fans are starting to think about who would fit the role of a new, younger Superman, and the Twitter sphere has been blowing up with fan suggestions ranging from Chris Pratt, Matt Bomer, and David Corenswet, just to name a few. There is speculation that Jacob Elordi, known for his role in The Kissing Booth, could potentially be the new face of Superman. If Henry Cavill's time as the iconic superhero has come to an end, who do you think would take on the role of Metropolis's savior? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Finally, are you ready for The Blue Beetle? Starring Cobra Kai's Zola Mariduena, Blue Beetle is an exciting announcement from DC. The Blue Beetle is a popular Latino hero in the DC universe, and now he's getting his own movie theatrical release sometime in 2023. Blue Beetle is the story of Jamie Reyes, a Mexican-American teenager that finds a mysterious robotic scarab that fuses with his spine and gives him the ability to summon a powerful suit of armor. But Jamie soon discovers that the beetle has a mind of its own and can sometimes control him instead of the other way around. In the comics, Reyes finds the scarab after it is flung to his hometown of El Paso, Texas, from the exploding rock of eternity. Blue Beetle is a film set in the home of the wizard Shazam and features a talented Latinx cast, including Harvey Guillen, known for his role as the vampire hunter Guillermo in What We Do in the Shadows, George Lopez as Uncle Rudy Reyes, Elpidia Carrillo from the Predator movies as Ricio Reyes, and Euphoria Zendaya as Missy Moreno. The movie has completed filming and is in post-production, with a theatrical release date scheduled for August 18th, 2013. That's a wrap for today's video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more great videos.